Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Godhood, where I started the sacrament before realizing that my microphone was not working. So I just put us in one of the folklore sacraments, this thing. You haven't missed much. Okay, so we blew that out, no big surprise there. Zoo is incredibly good against teams that have ancestrals on them. And now we have a little bit more of a conundrum. Obviously, it would be cool to use Kuwain against all the divines, but I think that might be a really terrible idea. So instead, we play, like, Nox and both of our divines, maybe? We don't get quite the blowout here that we ordinarily would get, but we have the Marvel thing, we have follow-up on life abilities, so I don't know. It's okay, I guess. Yeah, it's an okay team. I'm a little concerned about all of the counter-heresy, obviously. We can play Ate, but he just gets slaughtered. Well, we kind of have to just hope that counter-heresy doesn't fire. I mean, I know that's not really a plan. We could play Topil instead of Nox to absorb some of the hits here. If we do it this way, we're probably still going to go first. Topil's very cunning. We absorb a bunch of the physical damage. We still have the Marvel follow-up thing. Like, Shame could be very powerful. We probably actually want the Question across from this guy, right, with his Mind Fog. We want to try to lock them down before they can lock us down. Especially since they get free follow-ups on a lockdown. It feels bad, though. It feels like we're probably not going to win. We gotta try to make some kind of progress here. Our team is not well suited to the task in front of us. Okay, as far as jump-in fronts go, that wasn't too bad. And getting a stun on the person with the person who has the disables on their team is pretty important. Okay, a Purge and an Enforce. Purge is dark damage, so... Oh! Hey, look at that! Topil's showing up. He's doing the thing. Yeah, okay, we could win this. Let's wash ourselves and start anew. We didn't actually take that much damage. The washing ourselves thing isn't that important. I love breaking the Weaver early. And I also love that. The ascetic jumping in front of the things so that we don't have to suffer counterattack. We might actually be able to get through this. It's going to depend a little bit on how much... Oh, that sucks. The follow-up there is really bad for us. I was going to say it's going to depend on how much we roll follow-ups and how much they roll follow-ups, and I think this is looking not great for us. Okay, hey. We still got our 3 attacks for the turn, even with the Ashamed thing. On block, yes. Okay. Whoa, wait. Why did he get to double follow-up? Alright, well, we're not going to win if they're able to get 3 follow-ups on 2 attacks. That battle is really frustrating, actually. That sucks. Okay. Back to town. I mean, nothing new is happening in town. We had set everybody up at the end of the last video. And hey, we got ourselves a Sage's Codex. 20 Faith again. Pretty great. A minor farm miracle. Okay, lose 5 offerings is a lot less bad than a person getting a permanent reduction in faith, like you get with some of the other minor miracles. Oh, definitely. Right? The might? Oof. Actually, it's probably the might. Okay, so Ezel got broken there, which is a shame because Ezel is super valuable, and now we're gonna find ourselves sitting around and waiting a bunch. We can do the repeatables, obviously, just keep making progress on developing our disciples at least. Like, this battle is not gonna be doable. This battle is not gonna be doable until we get some new characters. Yeah, Weaver, really important for the 3rd island. Do we have any chance at all here? If we play Nox, We play like Nox, and honestly, I would probably want Nox, Zuma, Ezel here, but we could also do... We could try Nox, Topil, and Zuma. And the advantage there is that Topil is not going to take a tremendous amount of damage from any of this noise. Right, he's strong against the dark damage that almost all of them are dealing. We could give this a shot. Maybe get ourselves a new relic. We should probably, you know, actually set people to do stuff in the city. I was just trying to figure out what our plan ahead was. Okay, you need a proselytize charge. That's fairly important. And with this 20 Faith 2 Knowledge book, we're looking for a person who has at least 10 points of permanent approval, who does not yet have a book. You know, a person like Nox. Knowledge is okay for you. It's not a direct scaler for anything, but it does at least give you a chance to crit with your songs a little bit more. In fact, we have relics on everybody else, so yeah, you get this one. And then we're done writing books for a little while. Likes contracts, loves purity, dislikes dialogue. Huh. That's weird. Okay, and then what else do we need? I guess offerings more than anything else. We are going to need some offerings, because we're going to have some miracles coming up soon. And I mean, our religion's growing slowly. Less slowly than last time, thanks to that relic we got early that adds a bunch of subscribers every turn. Okay, let's give this a shot. We might be able to pull this off. It's Topil Nox Zuma? I suppose it is worth noting that this does not actually deal devotion damage, so we could play Ate here, and Ate wouldn't ever take bonus damage from people. The ancestral damage would be reduced against the ascetic, but he only has 2 attacks that deal ancestral damage. Of course, his violent attacks will be dealing 50% less. But they still actually hit relatively hard. No, I think we could try it like this. We could also play Zoo, I suppose, because they don't have any divine attacks, and Zoo doesn't have any ancestral attacks, so we won't see reduced damage anywhere. But Zoo's actual attack line is so weak that in a battle where they don't have an ancestral enemy to trigger the initial strike, it doesn't really feel like she's very useful. I'm really looking forward to getting a new ambassador who is trained up with a little bit better attack line. Okay, happy to see performance. Wow, that was effective. It's a shame that the other Dark Disciple got a Defy on that, because that would have been a lot of overall damage. Wow, good work, everybody. So that's some very solid defending. It's funny how little value we're getting out of Wash, because every time she goes to Wash, it turns out we haven't taken any damage yet. See, they needed a lot more, although 4 health is probably not going to cut it. Hey, don't wash my soul. That is a non-consensual washing. You can't just come over here and wash my soul. I really do want to spend Sun Shards on Nox. I think probably we won't. Probably what we'll do is hold them for another Songsmith. Okay, that was a long one, but we got there. I don't know. Do we intend to have the game be long enough to hire and then raise up another Songsmith? I mean, certainly I would like to win before that becomes a reasonable action, but I guess we'll see. Alright, who wants to bless a thing? Let's go for a life relic? I'm hoping this is a good miracle booster. It is a disciple relic. It boosts cunning. Okay, that's definitely interesting. Do we want to put that on anybody? Do I want to throw away one of my books? Because Because right now we have a bunch of people who are able to run around just being ecstatic, and I actually really like that. We could cut Quain's Rose, because we're not really getting a lot of play out of it just yet. Move this onto somebody else, and then like move a book onto Ezel. Does Ezel have any permanent... No, Ezel does not have any permanent points of faith, so none of the books would actually get Ezel to a place where she can be ecstatic, which makes me not want to do that. It seems good though, right? 25% cunning, like I kind of want to put it on Nox. Wish we had more performance on the line. Again, like, am I going to spend a Sun Shard is the question. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. Let's look ahead here. What is the move for this turn? We could try to collect another Sky Shard. So here we could play like Kuain. Got a lot of people recovering, unfortunately. Also, all of them having counter heresy is a little bit dangerous. We certainly don't want to run Ate. So it's like Topol, Kuain, and then actually kind of nobody. I kind of don't want to use anybody here. And we want the Sky Shard, obviously. Where are we at on 9 more days until new disciples? We might have to wait for more disciples before we can actually take on any more nodes. Well, we could certainly just do some repeatables. Let's just get some miracle progress on people. Zoo can knock this one out pretty easily, so like Nox and Zuma just get some charge. Like, we don't have to actually sit idle. Did I don't think I did assign people to stuff in the town. See, I'm always looking at the... Ow. I'm always looking at the battles first, because I'm like, okay, well, let's figure out what the plan is so that we know what to assign people to, and then I get distracted really easily, because my brain it's bad. It's a bad... one of those bad brains, you know? Okay, hey, Zuma might be the first one to do one of the special enhanced miracles. So, the Temple of Peace over here. Actually, the Temple of Peace needs upgrades before we put anybody in it. Chance up on kind abilities. Zuma's abilities are not kind. Yeah, none of them are kind. But it is 3 knowledge, 3 charisma, 1 devotion, with another charisma and devotion, or another charisma and knowledge to follow, so like that's pretty good. Alright. We're not ready to miracle you yet. We're gonna have to collect some fanatics first. But it's good that we have the offerings now to actually do the thing. I didn't need to put somebody on offerings, man. I'm just like... my brain is elsewhere. Okay, the other high-level repeatable... there's only 1 counter heresy. So what we would do... if you do your direct across, you at least lock some of their attack slots, and then... like, Zuma and just kind of somebody... I mean, it wouldn't be terrible for it to be Topol. Topol does still need miracle progress. Do I think we will actually be successful here? I'm definitely a little concerned. We wouldn't want to run Ate. If I could run Nox, I'm not sure if I would. We have the Ascetics, we have the Washing Ritual. I mean, our damage output is not going to be spectacular. Targets direct across opponent. Yeah, I think this is the right. Let's try it. We may as well try it, because otherwise what are we going to do? Just sit here in the village and twiddle our thumbs? Alright, I have to say, with all of our defenses up, I do feel like they're going to have a hard time dealing enough damage for it to matter with the double Ascetic on their team. Shame! You use your attack called Shame by just yelling the word shame at your opponents. Alright, I gotta be honest with you. It feels like they're pretty screwed here. I will say, a Weaver fits really well with our team. Like, we have a lot of sources of, making people ashamed, or making people dazed, or locking their physical attacks. The Punish the Feeble is actually really powerful for our team. It was definitely an error on my part not to replace the Lost Weaver with a new Weaver. Okay, so we can go ahead and do this with just the Sacred Debates upgrade, because Divine Kindness is going to have no effect on Zuma at all. I'm not going to stress too much about that. Let's go ahead and declare Zuma a peace envoy. That's a cool animation. And then Zoo is ecstatic again. We do not need a book written. Probably what we need to do is just continue to gather fanatics, right? Okay, so now that people are back, do we want to try this? Now that we have Ezel again and everything. Counter-heresy is always worrying. And to some degree, whether or not things go horribly wrong here is luck-based, because they may or may not get their follow-ups. And for the same reasons, we could attempt this again, because they may or may not get their follow-ups, and maybe we will win the second round. A little frustrating. So, like, I think what we need on the next new set of disciples, we want to replace our ambassador with a new ambassador. We want to pick up a weaver, and I'm not sure who we will retire for the weaver. And then we also kind of want, like, I would not hate a beast walker. The nature-typed physical disciple would be really good. First of all, like in this battle, but secondly, on the third island, a beast walker is pretty useful. So we might have to do that. I don't know who exactly we're going to retire for all this. Well, I guess let's just go knock down the easy repeatable again. Put Nox in it, and also Kuwain, I think. I think we're going to want Kuwain trained all the way up for the last island as well, I believe. Just have a character who is reasonably effective and is at least neutral with most of the enemies, because the last island is very nature heavy, as I remember it. Maybe after you defeat a repeatable a certain number of times, the game should just be like, okay, you just click the button and skip the animations. We know what's up. Alright, let's see if there are any cool effects from this peace envoy miracle. Zuma traveled the lands, brokering peace and ending conflicts. In a distant valley, she even brokered peace between two godless tribes. Many joined Zuma and the peaceful ways of the sad bird. Collect 1 fish hatter per charisma. That's actually pretty good. So, plus 10 physical armor for all allies at the start of the sacrament if there's an enemy ancestral disciple. We're getting past the point where we're expecting a lot of those. Or, wow, yeah, plus 25 defy chance. That seems like a big win there. So I don't remember... Yeah, and it's not explicitly stated anywhere. I don't remember exactly when we get increases to the number of disciples that we're allowed to have. I think at Exotic Obscurity we might unlock another slot. Alright, so Nox probably just wants to hit the... We could do the Peddler again. Yeah, we should probably replace Nox with a better Songsmith, right? Because Nox's stats are okay, I guess. And we're working Cunning because we really want Performance to be powerful. Yeah, so I guess we go back to this thing. 1 Might, 1 Charisma. We're not in a place yet where we can just burn a ton of offerings, I don't think. Although the point of Charisma would be nice to have. Is it nice enough to have to spend those offerings? Yeah, sure. We'll just have to move it back later. Zuma needs to spend some time at the campfire, and we maybe need some more offerings so that we can afford to do that, and we can afford to move that back. I don't think we're desperate for fanatics at the moment. Most of our stuff is upgraded. We need a little bit more. We need one more use of the fanatic building to be able to upgrade the Peace Temple the rest of the way, but beyond that, I think we've got a lot of the upgrades we want. Could we handle this? We have a couple of decent Ancestral Disciples, although Zoo does not do any ancestral damage. I mean, we could try it. They're pretty tough. But I guess you're mostly going to use Wall. So if we were to attempt this, we would do something like Wayne. What am I doing? Not Zoo. Yeah, he's the only person who has good typing, actually. I guess we could run Nox. Give us that, Nox is a follow-up on nature spells, you have a follow-up on life, and then we just want somebody who's going to do damage. Like, maybe we put Ezel in. Although if we're going to do this, we probably swap these two. And we just... You know, we have the... Potentially we have the Marvel follow-up. We just really hope Nox uses performance a lot, so that we can get the knack for life going. I say let's give it a try. So the Wall is going to be not that effective. Tune of Life if your religion HP is above 50% after your first turn. You have to be wary of that. Use performance whenever an ally scores a critical hit. That's actually a pretty good trait. Did we have access to that? Maybe we will have access to that? Where's your Songsmith choices? So we've only made the first choice. Yeah, okay. That's actually pretty cool. And it gives you a reasonably easy way to trigger a life-typed attack, which can then set off other stuff. Okay, I'm excited about that. We have a lot of cunning. I don't know... we have a reasonable amount of crit on some of our morale characters. I'm not saying I'm confident here, I'm just saying that I think that we have very little to gain from doing other sacraments at the moment, so we may as well give this a shot. I was really hoping for a question rather than a lecture. Okay, not super pleased with that outcome. Man, I feel like when my guardians know even a single copy of Wall, they just use it constantly and never do Shield Bash. Yeah, at this point we might be doomed. Yeah, and they get a follow-up too, so even if we were to get a Lucky Defy, it wouldn't be enough to save us. That wasn't that far from working. Him rolling Shield Bash when Wall is the most likely attack for him, and then the Shield Bash actually landing the 50% stun chance really hurt us. Really took us out of that fight. Okay, a normal Market Miracle. Nox has had no luck with the miracles. I do love another copy of Performance, though. So we're going to take this thing... Plus 25% religion HP is actually also really interesting. Yo, that's actually a difficult choice, because those are both really good. Maybe... Nox's stats are not incredible. So Nox is definitely a little bit weak on... Like, this performance is not going to be super powerful. Somebody with better stats... I think we still take it, though. Plus 25% religion HP would matter a lot more if the battles were generally longer. I mean, we've been having longer battles, but I'm just remembering what the final island is like. And I think that it's possible that this would give us another turn in some of those battles. It's difficult to weigh against the possibility of going completely nuts and winning a battle on the first turn, which is always the thing you're aiming for. I'm going to take Spirited Sacrament. It's more reliable. I don't know. I'm pretty torn on that one. I really don't know if I made the right move there. Okay, you need You're gonna have to proselytize twice to get back up to happy. And then we're not really on miracles with anybody. Let's do the one more fanatic grab that we know we need to do. Just get it out of the way now. I suppose I should have somebody gather some serenity as well. Okay, so we're just looking at the repeatables, basically. I would love to be able to get some more of this done. So I believe we're not going to get any actual progress on this, right? Maybe? Let's throw people in and see. So Nox could definitely use more miracle progress. Kuwain could use more miracle progress. It's this or just pass the turn without doing a sacrament. So let's see. I'm not 100% clear on when you stop losing or when you stop gaining miracle progress from this battle. I guess I put Zoo in there because I was like, well, let's just win the battle before it happens. It really could have been 3 people who need... Okay, we're still getting miracle progress despite the fact that both of these people have 4 miracles. Maybe it's a power level threshold. We haven't crossed the power level that would make us not gain progress from that. I suppose that would be a sensible way of implementing it. I guess just offerings. I mean, we gotta collect the serenity. I suppose let's start doing that. We know we will need it. And then this turn we do have one of the repeatables available. Do we need the fast forward? Maybe we should just run people who actually need the progress. Is Izel miracle capped? Yes. And we don't want to go in here too weak, because obviously it would be cool to win. And we know they're gonna do... You know what? I'm just gonna do this the safe way. Because we know they're gonna get a bonus attack on the first turn, and it would be very embarrassing to attempt this and lose it. Have it go on cooldown, but also have our people be weakened and not able to do the other repeatable necessarily. Oh man, Zoo is really getting on in years. He's no longer able to even wipe out this battle in a single attack. So I don't remember what the other option was on that, the choice we made between that ancestral wipeout ability and the other thing, but we probably will not need the ancestral wipeout ability on the next ambassador, so I suppose we'll get to find out. Oh, you're kidding me. We came up 1 serenity short. That's a real shame. Well, alright, go back in there and do it. We probably could have swapped those two, actually. Alright, we're very close to getting new people in. Which means that we should have another go at this, right? We should try to have the 3 knowledge for the new people. So Zoo is weaker now, but still okay. You have another copy of Performance, which is wonderful. I don't want Topol in here. I want just somebody. I want Izel. We're probably going to get to go first on account of the 24 Cunning, and I imagine we will wipe them out before they get a turn, so it doesn't really matter, I guess, who we put in. And for the second round, like, Nox has the extra religion HP for us and stuff. Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to pull it off. I was not very impressed with the Songsmith at the beginning, but I'm coming around. Once you build a Songsmith up, the fact that it's all multi-attacks really does start to take a toll on the enemies. Alright. So Nox here, Topil somewhere. I don't even really know where. And then it's Izel, right? Izel's considerably more powerful than Zuma. Zuma has a chance of dealing dark damage, which is not particularly advantageous or disadvantageous. Zuma does a lot more damage than Ezel does. Or no, sorry, the other way around. Zuma has the Marvel abilities, though, which... Oh, we don't... Ezel's the one who cares about Marvel abilities. Is this the right lineup? Do we want to run Ezel instead of Zuma, or maybe Ezel instead of somebody else? I'm thinking, like, Temple to absorb this guy's attacks is pretty valuable, and then he does have Spiked Shield as well. We need follow-ups really badly. We also want a physical disciple in here to maybe hit this guy instead of letting him trigger Counter Heresy all the time, even though he is jumping in front of stuff and then triggering Counter Heresy off of that. Yeah, let's try it this way. I think there's totally a chance we will get this. Nox has an extra use of performance. Twice as likely to pull performance as she was before, although, of course, we do not get it on the first turn. Come on, show me a good shield bash. Alright, Retribution? Nope, but yeah, a good shield bash. That's awfully nice. I'd love to see that happen more. Okay. This is looking okay to start with. I remember it looking okay to start with last time too, though. That's a decent time for a performance. So this is about where we were prior to... Wow, they got 10 religion HP off of their wash? That sucks. I feel like this is about where we were last time before things suddenly spiraled out of control. Okay. They get a follow-up, but so do we. And Nox does have that extremely high evade chance. That's right, I forgot about that. Okay, I think we've just gotten, like, really, really lucky on die rolls here. Wait, does Purge do physical damage? I don't think I realized that. I think Purge does physical damage. That's weird. Is that useful? Can we get anything out of that? I guess not. We don't really have a lot of things that like trigger off physical attacks or anything. Alright, pulling the knowledge folklore before the new disciples show up is pretty good. Hold on, where are you at? Zuma. Yeah, it's totally dark physical damage. I had not realized. Okay, well that gives you a lesser chance of getting hit by the Retribution ability. Although, her chance of getting hit by it is still super high, and now she also has a chance of accidentally triggering people's responses to physical attacks. So I'm not sure that I think this is actually a totally good thing. Do we want to give this a shot? We could try to just, like, brute force it, right? Quain... I mean, we run Topol again to absorb a lot of the physical attacks. Hopefully we can get some spiked shield off. And then... Is it Nox? It's like Nox or Ezel, right? Both of these people have Knack for life, which makes me want to run Nox. And then they don't have any direct acrosses, but we totally do. I mean, I guess, yeah, having you across from the Judgment guy makes sense. Okay. So we have our Defier, we have our Shield Blocker. Yeah, sure. Let's try it. We don't have anything else important to do until the new disciples arrive, so... Because I do not think we're going to be able to get through the first battle on the other island. I suppose we could try it, but I think it's going to end with a lot of our people broken, so that's why I'm a little bit reluctant. Okay, very happy to see performance here. Less happy about all the retribution. Aw, no spiked shield. We have a lot of evasion chance between the two of them. The fact that our typing isn't quite right is not mattering very much, because we're getting really lucky. And Nox is kind of carrying us. Who would have thought that conch shell would turn out to be such a devastating weapon? Alright, what do we get here? I hope... oh, right. I don't know why I was thinking that we were getting a... Okay, next turn. I don't know why I was thinking that we were getting a relic from that. Probably because my brain is bad. Alright. Do we want to give this a shot? I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world if people get broken. So, like, we would play Topil, obviously, to absorb some of this nonsense. We would play Nox, and then... We can't play a dark character. The only person we have who has dark damage would get torn apart. So, is it just Kuwain? It might just be play Kuwain again. Do that exact same thing. Obviously, Kuwain goes across from one of the claw enemies. Probably this one. And, I mean, this is going to hurt. So they have evade chance, which is not super relevant against us. Lots of physical armor. And, of course, the druid buff. Yeah, okay. Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot after remembering to assign people to do stuff in the city. I know it's not, like, super crucial at the moment. But, so we have some people who could be ecstatic. Right? And we have some number of debuffs as well to worry about. Like, I don't know whose hands are still tired. Okay, Topil could be a little happier. Kuwain is not going to be able to get too ecstatic. You totally could. You totally could. Okay. Zuma only needs one more charge of Proselytize. And then just somebody. Okay. Let's try it. I do not have a lot of hope here. At least they don't have any of that swift claw before the first turn thing. So who knows? Maybe we'll pull enough evades and blocks to get this done. You don't need to have good typing for damage bonuses if you're just impossible to hit. And then if we get this, maybe we could open up one of the folklores from the final island. I'm not super confident. Oh, I like that performance follow-up. Oh, sorry, performance is the normal ability. Follow-ups? No? Okay. So remember, each time they use a claw ability... Ooh. It's a dangerous follow-up. Each time they use a claw ability, their claw abilities get less powerful. So they're doing a lot of damage early in the fight, but it will get better. Alright, let's see that shield bash. Nope, stun didn't land. Can we get some follow-ups? Nope. Alright, well, all we have to do is survive this turn, and it's looking pretty good. That's a real solid start. I am so wise. I can't believe nobody else thought to do this attack. Wow, Nox is impossible to hit. Wow, we actually broke both of them. Again, with like no type bonus damage, just not taking damage. It turns out being invincible is a powerful strategy. Who would have thought? Alright, well, we're not that far from religion level 9. So hold on a second. Before we go pulling disciples, we have unlocked this folklore. Is this a battle we could actually do? Dark Nature Ancestral, you're on full wisdom, which is kind of interesting. So we run Zoo for the big initial ancestral damage burst. You have Dazing Doom, which is going to make Punish the Feeble super powerful. You have Entangle off of any of the dark abilities. And this is a dangerous combination of dudes. What do we not want to run? We don't really want to run Nature, Divine, or Life. Not wanting to run Life really hurts. We don't have people, really, who are not Nature, Divine, or Life. We might just want to go ahead and play Nox, because I'm not too worried about Nox getting hit by stuff. Nox doesn't get hit by stuff. That's kind of her whole deal. And then, who takes the third slot? There are fewer sources of ancestral damage than there are other things, but if we put... Oh, well, we don't have access to Topple anyway, never mind. Anybody we try to play here is going to get bonus damaged pretty hard. I guess we just rely on... We just put in the person who we think will deal the most damage and rely on getting the battle down quickly. So let's see, you do... like 23-ish with that, 15-ish with those, versus like Ezel doing 19. Okay, so Ezel has a much higher average damage. We do also have Doubt the Dead. The Marvel thing's not going to be relevant here. Maybe let's try it this way. You do have this Defy chance, so maybe we should take that. But Ezel has the follow-up on life abilities thing. It is also worth noting that Zuma is pretty low on actual divine attacks, which means that we're not going to see a lot of divine soul triggers. Let's try it this way. Do I want to... I probably want to reorder these a little bit. I guess I'm most worried about the nature abilities, so we'll put Ezel across there. Maybe we can land some questions. Alright, let's see. Let's see what we can pull off. Because if we could get this... I forgot to assign people to do stuff in town again. Ah well. We're at the point where that's getting less important. Okay, that's a decent start. Pretty bummed out about Unity, but I mean, you have to expect it. Follow-ups? No? Alright. Well, I gotta say, it's looking good. We can get an evade on the blind strike here. Nope. Ah, but their violence was heretical. Okay, Ezel's gonna have to take a break, but we got it. Ooh, this isn't gonna do enough... No, it's not gonna do anywhere near enough damage. That's really powerful. Plus 22 religion HP in the middle of the battle. Yeah, Nox is actually great. I am all the way come around on the Songsmith. Health and devotion up. So where are we at on... Yeah, I know. Am I remembering that there's another folklore on the final island over here? Maybe. We could win this battle. We could absolutely win this battle. Alright, hold on. We're not pulling new disciples just yet. I am going to remember to commit people to stuff. Is Queen one of the people who could be happy, who could be ecstatic? He is not. Well... I wish I had a way of tagging people. Ate could be ecstatic. Nox can easily be ecstatic. And that's it. Ate's gonna need another charge after this, sadly. And then we have, like, Zoo go and gather offerings, something. Or I could just have Queen do his thing. We should probably just have Queen do his thing. So what do we want? What is his thing? Is it a peace ritual? Are any of his abilities kind? I don't believe so, right? No, they're all weird marvels. Okay. So we could have him do the Peace Envoy thing. It's a lot of points of stats. Versus having him go for another storytelling circle, which would motivate us to jump our relic back over here as well. I mean, it's certainly good. So it would be 5 charisma, 1 devotion, 1 knowledge, with potentially another point of knowledge on top of it. Versus a bunch of definite guaranteed points of knowledge and only 4 charisma instead of 5. You know what? I'm gonna do the Peace Priest thing. Because we still haven't seen what a Wondrous Peace Miracle looks like. I'm pretty curious about that. Alright, let's go win this other fight, reveal this other node. I'm hoping, so we go Zoo, and then, like, it would be cool to have a Dark Disciple here, but we don't. We could just play Zuma and hope Zuma doesn't get hit with that stuff. And Zuma does have Purge, at least that she could potentially hit this guy with. But my suspicion is that we play Nox, we're pretty much guaranteed to go first. My suspicion is that we're not going to have to actually, they're not going to get a turn. I think even with Zoo being considerably weakened, the fact that the Divine Peace is hitting 2 Ancestral Disciples here is going to be really rough for them. Yeah, like that. Much like that. It's so sad that with as advanced as Zoo is, I'm happy every time she rolls the basic unaltered ability on her attack bar. Alright, Nox is probably going back to the market. That has worked out very well for us so far. And let's see... Wondrous Peace Miracle. Failed Peace Envoy. Wayne traveled the lands brokering peace. An attempt to reach a truce between 2 warring tribes ended in horrible bloodshed. When Queen tried to stop the battle, he was attacked and driven off. Wayne loses 100% of current spirit and now has a disappointing miracle. That's a real shame. I do so hate the disappointing miracle. So we're never going to be able to get Kawain. I guess we could get Kawain back to happy by giving him a book. It was maybe worth doing. Not worth doing right now, obviously. Alright, where are we at on this thing? There was another folklore. I would love to get this if we could. So if we played Zoo, and then... like, Zuma... I mean, is it the same team? We're gonna do less damage to them with the initial hit, and they have more total health. Nox is really hard to hit. Nox is really hard to hit with physical attacks. All this rally stuff totally could work. Zuma's really bad here if we don't kill them in the first turn. We could play Ate, that doesn't feel great. We could just play Topol. Topol's fine. Jump in front of some claws, maybe trigger some spike shields, although we know he doesn't really do that very often. I mean, he is ecstatic now. It'll happen more. Yeah, let's try it like this. It'd be really sweet to get this folklore and then pull in the new recruits. These are Tlaloc's lands. What does Tlaloc hate peace? Oh, I forgot about this. They get they get 3 attacks before battle happens, and because of the way abilities stack up, wall doesn't happen until after all of their attacks. So we don't get the easy blocks. Okay, the Song of Praise heals our religion. Ugh, only for 10 this time though. We're gonna have to get some lucky evades here. Okay, I like the nervous. I love the block followed by retribution. That's not... Oh, I was gonna say her being broken is not that big of a deal because she probably wasn't going to contribute anything for the rest of the battle. Okay, we're probably not gonna get this one. We could just pull in the new disciples. We're very close to level 9. So maybe we want to hold off on the new disciples until we're level 9, so that we could potentially take 1 extra person on. We'd have to get 24 more people. How feasible is that? How likely are we to be able to do that? This battle doesn't look like a nightmare. Yeah, we could win this. So that would get us 10 more. Okay, let's send Nox back to the market. Topol and Queen can't do anything for a while. And then we're going to have some proselytizing going on here. I would love to win some battles, but we can absolutely just get there by growing our faith through the campfire. So we're probably not going to be able to do a real battle this turn, right? Yeah, in fact, we only have 2 people who are able to commit to a real battle. Can we do a repeatable? Some of the people who are wounded can participate in the repeatable, not everybody. Still, this is probably enough, right? Nox makes us go fast, is immune to physical attacks, almost. That's not really the thing that's happening here. But, like, these 3 should be able to pull this battle off, right? Chance to inspire an ally to deal physical damage. We should be able to do this with all this ancestral damage. Or, all this, divine damage, rather. And we still have Nox to make us go first. Nope, I didn't run Nox. That's right, I was going to. That's right, Ate apparently has some cunning. Question? No. Well, it's still pretty effective. That actually might do it. That was a really good time to pull a follow-up. Okay, we get a little bit of forward movement. So 576 becomes... Okay, Wondrous Market Miracle. Lose offerings. Get a worse miracle, but get a Sky Shard. That's tricky. We have a lot of Sky Shards right now. I think I actually just want Nox to get the better miracle. Because it turns out Nox is really important to us. Who knew? And Tune of Life. Okay. I mean, it's a life-typed attack. Feel pretty good about that. And you get Tune of Life if your religion HP is above 50% after your first turn, or Tune of Life if there's an enemy Dark Disciple. There are definitely battles ahead where there are Dark Disciples, but it's not guaranteed. Hard to know how often this is going to go off. I have to imagine in the really hard battles this is not going to happen, right? Where we're fighting a bunch of... Well, it says after your first turn. If we go first... I'm going to take this because I'm not 100% sure how it works. If we go first, does that happen just at the end of our actual first turn? Because like in any battle where we go first, that seems guaranteed by that understanding of it. Which, I mean, is that the way they would design that? I don't know. All right, proselytize as hard as you possibly can. Ezel doesn't really benefit from further proselytizing, so I'll just have Ate do it? I don't know. Him being ecstatic is probably not going to increase the likelihood of us getting two people in instead of 1. So if we were going to pull this off, we would need... I would want Nox, who we have available, and who is really powerful right now. And then... It would be nice to have Topil in here as well. I mean, Wall's not going to help us at all here. We definitely don't want to run a Nature Disciple. So what, it's like, it's Nox and... not a Divine Disciple. So just for typing reasons, it ends up being like Nox, Ate... Topil? Maybe? I'm just thinking like this is one of the few places left where we can gain a significant number of followers. So yeah, we wouldn't want to run Ezel or Zuma necessarily, unless I thought we could just brute force this down in the first turn. With the potential extra Tune of Life going off. Maybe we could. If we ran Ezel here. Ezel has that follow-up chance. Maybe we just get... So I was thinking we could just get Question across, but maybe the smart thing here, because 60% of this enemy's attacks only hit directly across, we just put the Ancestral guy here. This would be a great place for a Weaver if we had one. Yeah, let's try it this way. Let's see if we can get there. Ate is not ideal. But running Zuma in his place, I think, would be really silly. We're just gonna have a really hard time killing the druid. And maybe Ate will, you know, cut their druid in half during the first round with his big ridiculous axe. Or her big ridiculous axe, rather. Alright, so let's see if we get a free Song of Life at the end of the turn. Okay, excellent follow-up. Nope, we did not get a free Song of Life at the end of the turn. Man. Alright, super entangled, unfortunately. Pretty unlikely to actually do anything during this next turn. Okay, so it's at the beginning of our second turn, in fact, is when it goes off. Still pretty good. But it's going to be a lot less good in these, like, final battles, right? The thing where we're fighting beast walkers who have the hit before the first turn skill and stuff. Alright, we're very, very close. We still can't... You gotta get happy. Still can't actually do anything with the 2 broken people, the 3 broken people, but obviously, like, Zoo has done what Zoo is going to do for us at this point. Well, it's just gonna be a couple more turns, even under the worst case scenario. Could we do this? Ooh, double Beastwalker Druid. Probably not, huh? And again, we're not even allowed to use enough people to do the thing here. We can put in enough people to fight here, but we can't use Quain, who we'd really like to use. We wouldn't want to use Ate, so we would run like you, and Ezel's miracled out, Nox is miracled out. So this would only be progress for Zuma, but I mean, if it's progress for Zuma, that matters. So it is Nox and Ezel, right? Because we don't have a lot of options here. Yeah, this could work out. It's not a great team. I wonder how the Song of Life and washing thing will be organized. Because if the washing goes off before Song of Life, then obviously we have a better chance of the Song of Life actually happening. Okay, come on. Aw. I was really hoping that that Smite Sword was going to be dazed. So he did have question on his mind. Okay, the wash does happen first. That's pretty nice. It's a nice little bit of synergy between the two of them. Alright, tell me that the proselytizers each brought in 2 new fish hatters instead of 1. Come on. Okay, 96, not bad. That is... We are totally in a place where we could get enough people this turn. I think we would be foolish to do anything other than maximum proselytization. So Tupple and Quain are still recovering. I mean, we're not gonna be able to do this, right? The Beastwalker thing is too harsh with us not having a Weaver. With us not having really any dark damage. We're just not gonna be able to do that. Let's do repeatable. And we're nowhere near this one, right? Final battle as a powerful Beastwalker. Yeah, we're nowhere near that one. I guess it is worth noting, there are actually ancestral guys in 2 of the final 3 battles. So a new ambassador going ahead and taking the Divine Peace passive might be the right thing to do. The other thing is fighting Divine Disciples, which there are not as many of in the final battle. Okay, I guess we will take Divine Peace again. We'll definitely shun violence. No 2 ways about that. I know not all of the claws are tagged violent, right? Is it just Agile Claw? I don't know. We can't even see because none of them have Agile Claw. Okay, we can certainly do this. Zuma and Ate and Kulain? Yeah. That seems fine. We should be able to win this one. Ate has reasonable cunning. You know, I didn't actually check where it made the most sense to put people. Just kind of like threw them in arbitrary rows. Whatever, it'll be fine. Little bummed out to see a cleanse there. Maybe it won't be fine. Yeah, no, they're hitting Ate for like 1,000,000. Ate is one of the people getting retired, right? Yeah, I think that's probably the case. We need a physical character or two, but it doesn't have to be a rage prophet. Okay, we got there. So now we have as many recruitment slots as we're ever going to have. Alright, Temple of Chastity can go over there. You know, away from everybody else. What does the Temple of Chastity give us? 25% effectiveness on all healing abilities, health, devotion, and charisma. With an upgrade for more health and devotion and just flat defy chance. I don't know, that's fine, I guess. That doesn't seem great to me. Okay, let's talk about new disciples then. Yeah, we don't want to commit anybody to anything just yet. Let's summon the new initiates. They have a lot of folklores, unfortunately, not quite all of the folklores, but these should be very powerful people. Mary of the Seas with the Crow Totem, Knack for Dark. Ooh, Dog Totem. I'm not sure we've actually seen Dog Totem before. You might end up being whatever our new, like our Beast Walker. Isma from the Bloodline of Zu has the Coyote Totem, Devotion and Might, follow-up dark abilities. And Ruthka from the Old City is an Ibis. Okay, that's interesting. So, we now have 8 disciple slots. How are we gonna work this? You have Ancestral Soul. What do we need? We need a Weaver. You could be the Weaver. Weavers want a little bit more charisma than that. What's everybody else's like base stats? You could be our new ambassador, I suppose. Charisma and devotion are important. You have devotion up naturally and a reasonably high starting charisma. We certainly don't want you to be the Weaver. We want you to get to hang out with the Weaver. Temple of the Dog Totem could be a Smite Sword. I mean, what we really need is an Executioner, right? For the final set of battles, an Executioner is incredibly powerful, but we cannot have an Executioner. So we get our own Beast Walker. You don't have awesome cunning, but you have a lot of health and might follow-ups. This is probably the Beast Walker. And then you want to be something, but I don't know what. So who do we think is the Weaver? Is it Mary? Mary's got good knowledge. It's not ideal, because, you know, we want the Weaver to be somebody else for Mary to follow up on, but Ruthka does not necessarily make a great Weaver. I suppose he'd be okay at it. Knowledge up, devotion up doesn't give us a ton of great free stat scaling, but we could just hit good miracles, and then, like, with a generally good morale armor and good defy chance and crit chance, yeah, that's totally fine. Okay, so Ruthka comes in. We're gonna drop Ate because we don't really need this class anymore. Yeah, I think that's right. We're gonna drop Zu because Zu is just getting a little bit old. Bring on you, and you make a better... Yeah, you probably make a better Beastwalker than Huani would. The might is really important. And then Prototem. So, if we wanted to bring on one more person, we're talking about new Ambassador, new Weaver, new Beastwalker. Do we want to trade somebody out for Mary? Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's not worth it. Because, like, Zuma, Nox, and Ezel are all pretty powerful. Topal is fine. Fine, not great. Super high evade chance. His health is really bad. But I mean, like, even with his health being really bad, he's doing his job, and he's doing well at it. We could pull Huani for that. We could pull Huani to replace Topil. Got a lot of might, though. I don't know. Topil's whole development has been pretty weird because I did not think we were going to keep him. We don't get to see... Before recruiting a disciple, we don't get to see this stuff, their character traits, which is a little bit of a shame, because right now we can have this guy be ecstatic, and we don't know that that would be true of whoever we would bring in to replace him. So maybe we're good with this. New Ambassador, new Weaver, new Beastwalker, and keep everybody else. We don't really need the Divine People as much now. Like, we'll probably never play Ezel again. There's a pretty good chance we will never play Ezel again. Maybe we should drop Ezel to bring in Mary. Because Ezel has developed well and is powerful, but we're going to be fighting powerful nature enemies for the remainder of the game. So a zealot definitely has much lower value than she used to. We can keep Zuma around because Zuma has some nonsense that she can do. She has all these Marvel abilities and stuff. Maybe. Is it better to keep Zuma than it is to keep Ezel? Ezel is getting old as well. I think as well developed as Ezel is, let's drop her and get somebody else in here. Get a new person. Okay, so our economy is great. We are beyond needing resources again, and it's got to be you, right? We could bring the Pig Totem on as another physical class, so that we have better physical solutions. We have Topal. We have the Beastwalker. It's probably fine. How old is Topal actually? 36. 36 and not super well developed. Like double shield bash is kind of whatever. Huani would be would probably be a better shield bash guy. 14 might, 21 cunning versus 11 might, 13 cunning, with neither of them rising naturally. But in any situation where we feel like using Topal, we can also probably use Nox, so the cunning doesn't matter quite so much. Yeah, it's tough, right? Because Topal has a bunch of bonus stats from having a good totem, but they're not directly the thing we'd like them to be, and so he doesn't do a lot of blocking after the first turn or two. I'm gonna leave him. We don't need a lot of stuff after the first turn or two. Wall lasts 2 turns and then the battle's over. Yeah, let's bring on Mary and we'll figure stuff out. Okay, and I think that right there is where we're going to call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. I'm going to take some notes. I'm going to make sure that we get the right characters committed to the right classes, and we're going to start building up for the final push. We'll see you then.